Well, there's still a lot of moving parts to the trip itself. We put so much time and energy and effort and attention to the conference tournament that when we failed to win that, there's certainly a level of disappointment and frustration. And I don't think that there's a magic number of days or a magic pill that gets you over that. And so what we're doing is working through that, and the best way we know how to do that is work hard in practice, and that's what we've done. Our attention has turned completely and totally to BYU. It's going to be an unbelievable challenge. It's a tough road trip, tough environment, great arena, and most importantly, a very good basketball team. As we watch them, they pose a lot of challenges for any team they play, but I think as the time gets closer, I think the guys had a really good practice yesterday. I anticipate a great practice today, and I think we're going to be ready on Wednesday.
You know much about the problems you may have dealing with the altitude up there?
Yeah, I'm from Lake Tahoe, and that's 6,300 feet, so it never bothered me when I was younger. Maybe it bothers me now, but it's not something we'll talk a whole lot about, and it's unless we're really smart, I don't think there's a whole lot we can do about it. And one thing we do have with our team is depth, and so if we have substitutions maybe a little bit quicker at times, we may do that. But I can speak from experience from being born and raised at 6,300 feet that I think a lot of times it's more of a people make a bigger deal out of it than it needs to be.
It's overrated.
It's overrated.
I know you quoted in Drew's story saying you guys are still disappointed. Is that still fair to say?
It is, and I don't know that we'll ever get over it. I mean, I still to this day think about my last loss as a senior in college, and it's not something I've ever gotten over. And maybe in some ways this is this past tournament. I don't know that we will ever get over it, but that doesn't mean we have to stop playing or stop competing or stop reaching or making new goals and objectives and try and chase those as well.
Obviously, they're disappointed, but do you think they're angry?
I hope. I hope to a certain extent the disappointment can turn to a level of anger and a desire to try and make things better the best we possibly can. We can't go back and change what happened last week, but we are in a position we can make whatever we want to happen moving forward with this season.
What kind of matchup problem is Collinsworth for you guys?
Well, that's tough. I mean, at the point, player of the year kind of guy, 6'6", can be in the post, can play on the perimeter, handle the basketball. He can do so many different things that we'll really look and evaluate what the best matchups are. How do you defend them? Do you double them? Do you play one-on-one? Do you play with size on them? Do you play with quickness on them? And so he's a guy, and it's not just UAB. Anybody that plays against him is going to have a matchup problem with him.
This could be, I don't know if you can rank them or not, but one of the toughest, maybe the toughest challenge you've had this year from a coaching standpoint, getting these guys ready to play, knowing that this is obviously not at all what you wanted.
Well, there's challenges to the situation, whether it's travel, whether it's a quick preparation for a very tough team. It's playing a team on their home court with a great arena and a great crowd, and then refocusing our energy to the NIT. But all of those obstacles are simply that, obstacles. I mean, let's look at the big picture here. We have an opportunity for this team to stay together, enjoy each other's company on the road trip, enjoy playing with each other on the court, and have a chance to try and chase another championship. And that's the way we're looking at this, and we understand it's going to be a heck of a challenge, but we need to embrace the idea that this is a good thing, and we're going to do everything we can to make it a really positive experience.
You guys are so kind of tuned into having the Conference USA tournament at home and everything. Could it be a good thing going on the road?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know how things are going to work out. I don't know how our guys are going to respond necessarily in practice today, but I've talked a lot about we have kids that are good kids that are bought into what we're doing, and the message is going to be clear that we're going to go play a great game Wednesday night. In some ways, going on the road does eliminate distractions. You don't have your family and friends close. You don't have distractions that you will have in your hometown, and so we will hopefully be able to use it as a positive. And again, there's a lot of inherent issues and problems and difficulties with this game, but it's still basketball at the end of the day, and it is an opportunity to focus in and really narrow our focus to just playing the best UAB can play.
Nick said after the Western Kentucky game, I believe the quote was, "We failed it." When talking about Robert Brown, is that something that you maybe want to hear from your players? And is that a sentiment you think other guys might feel too, just because he's the home seed?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a mistake on my part or whatever. We put a lot of emphasis on the conference tournament, and we didn't get it done. And one of the things I love to be able to do is send seniors out the right way and give them an unbelievable experience. And I think we've given him a great experience. I think last year was a great experience for him. I think senior night here, I think there's been a lot of positives. but we wanted to have Robert, but all of us wanted to experience the NCAA tournament again this year, and it didn't happen. But it goes back to the same thing. Yes, we're disappointed. As individuals, we're disappointed for each other. But at some point now we got to turn the page and get focused.
So LSU decided not to play any postseason when they didn't get selected. Would that have been across any of you guys' mind?
No. We were the NIT is a big deal. I mean, UAB has never won an NIT, never won a national championship, and this is a national tournament that we have a chance to compete at a very high level against some great teams. And there was never a sentiment or a thought of, oh, well, do we want to play? Heck no. This is an opportunity and a positive thing.
I have to ask, with the bracket coming out, being on the same side as Alabama, I know that's a long way off, but is that something you noticed, and have you noticed there's been some chatter about it among fans on social media?
Yeah, good thing is I don't spend a whole lot of time on social media, so I don't know what the chatter is or anything like that. I do realize they're in the NIT at some point. If we both keep winning, it's going to happen that you would play, and that would be a positive thing. And we've talked a lot about the idea of Alabama and Auburn and UAB hopefully all trending upwards, that it brings attention to basketball in the state, and anything we can do to raise awareness and get people excited about basketball is a positive thing. So if that happens, that would be fantastic, most importantly, because it meant we'd win a couple games. So if that happens, it happens. But right now, I mean, truthfully, our focus really is on this trip tomorrow.
When you were watching the selection show, did you have an idea this is where the seeding we should, or did 7 just come out of the blue? Did you think it was too low, too high? Any idea?
I don't know enough about it in terms of the seeding. I think the whole field of the NIT teams is really a tightly bunched field in terms of abilities. And do I think we could get a higher seed? Certainly. But again, I'm not an expert in terms of how they seed teams and how they decide where to send teams. And so I'm not going to waste my time worrying a whole lot about it.
We kind of tried to get over it yesterday. We got back to practice and got back to kind of preparing for whoever we were going to face, and knowing now that it's BYU. I think right now everyone's pretty much over it, and I know I am.
What's kind of the mindset? What do you feel like you're playing for here? Because I know everybody wanted to go to the NCAA tournament, didn't quite work out, but you still got some more basketball to play.
Definitely. NIT is a huge deal, and it's a national tournament, and it's an opportunity to get to play in New York City, Madison Square Garden. So I know all the guys were bummed that we didn't get to make it to the tournament again, but we're going to take this opportunity to continue to play basketball and try to win another tournament.
We talked to Nick Norton after the game, and he said, I believe the quote was, we failed him, meaning you. They failed you to not get that win and get to the tournament. When you hear something like that from a teammate, what does that say about the bond you have with these guys? And is it one of those things where is he taking it a little too hard there with a comment like that?
I think he is. They weren't playing for me, weren't playing for anything that I could do, but as far as the team, we did fail to get to where we wanted to go and reach the expectations that we had for ourselves. So not reaching our goal, I think they failed, but him saying that it does mean a lot that they care about me as a team so much, but they didn't fail me at all.
Going in, with the expectations, you guys, it was a shock losing for. Did it help maybe having a few days to almost decompress and get over that shock before returning to practice Sunday to get ready for this? It would have been tough to lose and then just immediately have to get right back focusing on UAB or BYU.
Yeah. It was good to have a few days, but it's also good sometimes to use that anger and that energy and have a really competitive practice. I think we still did have some of that anger left over, and yesterday in practice was very spirited, and we kind of got after it a little bit, and that hopefully will be the same attitude we have today. So we don't want to completely dismiss that, but hopefully use that as a chip on our shoulder to play better.
Going off of that, are you guys a little angry about how it played out?
Definitely. We didn't play our best basketball when we showed up, and right now we do feel a little disrespected having a 7 seed. We feel like we were better than that, but we're just going to use that and continue to play and play hard.
How did you spend your Friday and Saturday, day after you got
At home watching TV, watching some basketball. My family was in town, so we just kind of hung out.
You looked at the rest of the bracket, and there's probably a couple schools on there that would interest you.
Yeah, I've seen if we can get this win on Wednesday, then be back in Blacksburg for the first time. I haven't been back since moving, so that'll be fun seeing some people up there and getting to play against them. And we lost to them this year, so it'll be a chance to avenge a loss.
I know it's looking way ahead. There's another team on that side of the bracket too, plays down the road.
Yeah.
Is that at all?
Yeah, we saw that, but coach really just talked about taking it one game at a time. It takes 5 to win it, 3 to get to Madison Square Garden, but if we don't get this first one, then nothing really matters.